How exactly do you soundcheck a band on stage? Is there a foolproof method to get all the levels right? In this video, I'll be sharing a tried and tested method of conducting a soundcheck for a band or any performance on stage. This step-by-step guide will get you up and running in no time. Be sure to watch to the end of the video for a bonus tip and a free resource to help you improve your sound mix. So stick around. Hello again, it's Rafi Dean and welcome to ARK-AV, your online resource on technical production. On this channel, we bring you tips, tools, and training to help you get the best performance out of your gear and venue. Do remember to check out the description below for more information and links related to this video. If you're new here, consider subscribing. Now let's get on with the video. The soundcheck is the most important part of the performance for any performer. If you're totally new to this, the soundcheck is a process where every band or performer has to go through before a show. The aim of this process is to get the best mix on stage and in the house. The sound engineer's job is to set the levels according to the specific instruments, voices, and characteristics of the room. Before we begin, be sure that you have already planned out the channel input and output list for your audio console. There is no hard and fast rule about the channel layout, but generally you want to group similar instruments and microphones together. For example, you could assign channel 1 onwards for the drum mics, then bass, guitars, and keys, followed by the vocal mics. A systematic layout will save you time when you're diving into the channel parameters to make adjustments on the fly. And don't forget to label your desk to keep it neat. Once you have everything connected, you should test each channel to make sure there are signals coming in and out. This is called a line check, and it saves you from troubleshooting when the band is on stage. And now you're ready to soundcheck. We will be using the GEMS method to conduct the soundcheck. GEMS stand for Gain Structure, Equalization, Monitors, and Show. Step 1. Gain Structure. The first priority when starting the soundcheck is to set proper gain structure. This accomplishes two things. All volumes across the board will be balanced, and each input on the console will be line checked. Have the performer play, and while watching the meter, turn the gain knob on the console until the meter registers an appropriate level of signal. You don't want the signal to be too low, and neither do you want it to be too hot into the reds. Keep in mind the signal and apply the same level to each individual input. While working on this, go on to the EQ section before heading to the next input. After completing this procedure, do not touch the gain controls again, because that will just mess everything up. Step 2. Equalization and processing. The priority here is simple: to get proper tone and dynamic control of each input. This is accomplished by utilizing the EQ and compression sections of the console. With EQ, you want the tone of the instrument to sound like it does acoustically. This may sound overly simplistic, but it's not. The trick is to bring out the natural tone while cutting out treble frequencies. Oftentimes, the high and low end of the spectrum are causing unpleasant resonance in the room. Speaking of unpleasant frequencies, during the EQ process, issues like feedback will be wrung out and addressed as you work through the input list. Feedback happens when the amplified sound from the monitors or PA system is picked up by the microphones, therefore feeding back into the sound mix, creating a vicious loop in the form of screeching highs and boomy lows. Cut out the treble frequencies using the EQ. Once you're done with EQ, dial in the compression and gating if needed and balance out the sound. When building a mix with the idea in mind, we find the overall result is clean and transparent. Step 3. Monitors. These are the most important mixes you will create. If the musicians cannot hear, they cannot perform up to the standard everyone wants. There are different procedures for floor wedges versus IEMs or in-ear mixes. We suggest keeping the wedge mixes simple with just enough information for the musician to hear and feel the music. For IEM mixes, keep in mind that many musicians struggle with getting a good mix. While using headphones, solo the auxiliary of the mix you are working on and basically create a band mix with the instrument of the performer as the most prominent thing in the mix. Adjust as needed by getting information from the performer. Have the band play a bit and then stop and get some directions from them. Work with one musician at a time It is important that you control and give direction during the sound check at this time. This will stop a lot of confusion from happening. Step 4. The show. Now it's time for the house mix. The musicians should be rehearsing while you pay attention to the overall volume in the room, along with making final minor adjustments with the EQ, compression, and effects like reverb and delay. Remember, don't touch the gain control. You will destroy all of the monitor mixes you have worked so hard to create. Make sure you have control of each instrument in the room. If you are achieving a good result, you should be able to ride the faders during the performance, making adjustments that are musical in nature as opposed to fixing problems. When the band is playing, make sure you can pick out each musician. A musical mix is achieved by layering the mix. This involves bringing lead elements to the front and supporting elements pushed to the back. And with that, you're all set for the show. Bonus tip: the EQ is the most tricky and time-consuming part of the sound check. Get yourself familiar with the frequency bands and the general terms to describe the sound. Using the right words to describe the sound will help you and your performers give useful comments on how they need to mix for the sound, especially in the monitors. To help you get your sound checks done more effectively, I'm giving away a free EQ guide. Click on the link in the description below to download it now. Question of the day: what's your favorite tip when it comes to running your sound check? Post your thoughts and answers in the comment section below, and we'd love to hear what you're working on. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let us know what other topics you would like us to cover in the comment section below. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at ARK-AV Production. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips, tools, and training from ARK-AV. And we'll see you in the next video.